7 and 106 FM.
And we're looking at books for young people, and of course it is the Christmas season, so all of the books are flying in. And there are some very, very intriguing books and some, I think, completely outstanding books. And I hope that you've enjoyed the reviews from, I think, some incredibly talented young South Africans. And the book that we're looking at now is called Solomon's Story, and it's a book written by Judy Froman. And I should just say that the book is a fictional account of a true story of Solomon Mahlangu, a young hero who paid the ultimate price in his contribution to South Africa's freedom. Now, we only got the book, I think it was yesterday, or was it the day? It was Monday. So we just thought we're never going to get a kid at school to look at this book and to read it properly, because it has come in quite late. So we gave it to Marva Costello, who is one of Reedy Klauby's producers. And Marva himself, of course, is a huge reader and did it at university. So thank you for helping us out. But I suspect that this book was quite an interesting read, Marva?
It was a fascinating read, Jenny. I've heard of Solomon's story before, the true story, him going to exile and being executed when he came back, but I wasn't familiar with the finer details. Judy fictionalizes the story, so in a way making it accessible for young kids to read and understand. I did think, I was worried when I saw Solomon's Story and I saw a kiddies book and apartheid storybook, so I wasn't sure where that was going. I think it's a bit heavy. It would need probably a 15, 16-year-old kid to be reading this book.
Yes.
Otherwise it would traumatize some kids out there.
Yes. I mean, is it traumatizing? I mean, does it, for a generation of youngsters like we've got, talking about 1976, that's a long time ago. None of them, no young child today would have been born by then. So that we are teaching them history, aren't we?
Yes, we are. I mean, I would compare it to kind of the Diary of Anne Frank to some degree, because I think Anne was 16 when she was writing her 14, 15, writing a diary, and that's also a sad story, but I read it in primary school and I wasn't too traumatized. So I think, I would compare it to that, and I think it's an important story. It probably wouldn't shock them. Maybe I'm just too worried for them. That I think it's a heavy, recent history. It's a heavy read.
And the fictionalization of a true story. I mean, all you got to do is, he thought, he felt scared, etc., etc., and suddenly it's fiction, because you don't know if he was scared, but you just have to imagine it. But factually, it's absolutely correct, isn't it?
Yes. And Judy has done a great work. The chapters are extremely short, which gives it a fast pace, so you feel like you're moving along. It's done chronologically, almost in a diary format, where gives you time and a date, and it gives you the voice of the person speaking, whether it's Solomon's mother, Solomon's friend, William, or towards the end, people paying eulogy to him, like Ismail and all the other characters.
Where's the real Solomon buried? Do we know?
I'm not sure, Jenny.
Yeah.
I think the end of the book has a lovely timeline of Solomon's account. His timeline of his true life. I think it may say it here, but let me give it a quick squeeze.
Well, I mean, maybe we don't even know.
No,
maybe we don't even know.
So
maybe somebody will just give us a call. I mean, do we know where Solomon Mahlangu was actually buried, where he lies today?
Yeah.
And would you recommend the book?
I would definitely recommend the book, but for mature teenagers, 16, 15 years old, maybe 14, I think a younger kid simply couldn't handle it. Would be able to understand it, but it might be a bit much for them.
Do you think it's one of those books that actually would work really, really well in a class situation?
I think it would be a lovely study aid supplement to a history lesson in a primary school. Maybe being made to read this, you actually get a feel of the time, what was going on, who were the major players at the time. But I think it would be a lovely supplement for a history textbook.
Interesting.
In a high school setting.
I don't know Judy Froman, so
I've never heard of her as well.
So I mean, really, really impressive, and nice that we're dealing with South African history in the way that everybody else deals with it.
I completely agree with you.
Marva, thank you so much, and thank you for helping us out as well.
Thank you, Jenny.
Really, really appreciate it. Well, let me give you the details of the book, and it's simply called Solomon's Story. It's by Judy Froman. It's published by Pan Macmillan. It's R89.95, and it is, you'll be pleased to know, available as an e-book. And maybe it would work really, really well in a classroom situation. So if you are a teacher or if you're a school that's listening, maybe that would be one of the books that you would look at for next year or possibly even the year after if it's a little bit too late.